Hello and welcome everyone. So today I'll be starting a new playlist, and it's about a new online judge. I recommend everyone who is watching this video to, if you're interested in competitive programming, you better do or solve problems from this online judge. I recommend extremely. Problems are quite impressive. It's called Light OJ. Okay. So I'm also going to be starting like several sections like warm-up problems or dynamic programming, other section playlist, and I'm going to be posting along with Codeforce's video too. So I hope you're going to be enjoying. Today is the first video of Light OJ. So I'll be explaining a warm-up problem today. To demonstrate more about this, you could see that you could get to home page. It's still in some development, but you have practice problems, contest sections. Recently it also launched a homecoming contest, and also a learning section which is coming soon. But practice problems are so well organized, and the user interface is also quite impressive. You would love it, absolutely. And this is also the dark mode, so you could also go for another white mode too. But the dark mode looks quite dope. Now, the reason I'm recommending you that you will have problems organized so well, and each and every problem will definitely brainstorm you. Okay. Like divide and conquer and warm-up problems and other type of game theory or flow matching. So categorized problems, if you want to do as on volume problems, then you would have problems categorized as a volume. A total of 448 problems are there currently. So let's jump into the problem that we were talking about, which was warm-up problem Pinocchio. Okay, so basically in this problem, there's a guy called Pinocchio, and his nose's initial size or normal size is actually 2 centimeters, and the storyline, it says that whenever he lies or fabricates stories or exaggerating or creating tall tales or something like that, his nose gets a bigger size. Okay, so the base size is at always 2 centimeters. It won't be less than that. So, and if he tells any lies, then his nose will increase its own size. Okay, and there are 2 conditions when his nose size might also decrease, which is when he tells truth, or if he sleeps and then when he wakes up in the morning, then his nose goes back to the normal size. That's basically it. And also one thing to notice is that the last statement that they have described is, when he tells a lie, his nose grows at least 1 centimeter to at most 5 centimeters, which means that if his nose was like 2 centimeters, it might increase. It's the increment value. I hope you get that. Increment value could be at most 5 centimeters. So if it increases at most 5 centimeters, then it would be 7 centimeters if it was 2 centimeter from a regular random day. That's all. And finally, what we have to do is we're gonna be given each day, we're gonna be given an array consisting of n integers, I guess. And also one thing to notice, this description here is just nothing but telling the lying paradox. I don't think it has anything relation with these statements, I guess, just to know about. Now, okay, so what we're going to be doing is taking test case, and you'll be given n total days or n total number of reports of his nose in a certain day. So either this n is representing each day where his nose will have a certain size, which is going to be the value of the array of each and element on that particular day. And yeah, and also one thing to notice is that the values are going to be sorted, which means each and every day his nose will increase. That is guaranteed. Okay, so that is guaranteed for sure. Each and every day his nose is going to be increased. Now what you have to do is you have to find the minimum number of lies Pinocchio has told in that day. Okay, so total analyzing each and every element of that array, you have to find out what is the minimum number of lies that he might have told on those days. Okay, so how to approach this problem? First of all, there's a hint here, which is, now look, the hint is in the last statement, which is whenever he tells a lie, his nose grows at least 1 centimeter and at most 5 centimeter. Now if you have an observation, just brainstorm a bit, you will understand that, okay, if I could like assume that his nose increases at most 5 centimeters, and if I divide that difference by 5 centimeters, I will say that, okay, I could imagine that whenever he tells a lie, he will the nose will increase always 5 centimeters at most, always 5 centimeters. I will assume that, okay, always 5 centimeters, not less, because if it's less, then I won't be I will eventually maximize the number of lies. So that's obvious. It's obvious that we will go for the highest value. We would divide it with the highest value, which is at most 5 centimeters, the increment that we were talking about. Not only that, there's also one tricky observation here, which is, now they have told us what? Pinocchio's size gets back to normal only for 2 conditions. One of them was that only if he sleeps, let's say he sleeps, and when he wakes up in the morning on the another day, his nose gets back to normal size. Now we don't want that, do we? No, we don't want that, because if we do, then every day his nose gets back to, every day initially his nose gets back to 2 centimeters, and then this array eventually represents that I have to the increment increases from 2 centimeters each day. So I hope you get that, if he sleeps. But we don't want that. We want the number of lies to be as minimum as freaking possible. Okay, now how should we approach it effectively and efficiently? Which is nothing but, for the first day, let's say for this example, let's take this array here, 2 3 3 3 4. Okay, 2 3 3 3 4. Now if you could see that the answer here gives answer 2, so he's gonna tell 2 lies at most. And the way it's gonna work, for the first day we will say that, okay, for the first day, let's assume that he's starting from the first day. Now for the first day, there's no previous way that he could have appeared, so we're gonna have to start from the start, which is just subtract 2 from it, because we know that the initial size will always be true. So apart from that, that difference will eventually define our our lies, the number of lies. Okay, so that difference divided by 5, if it does not divide it by 5, then we know that there's something something inside, extra value that's going to be added, that the mod value would contain values from 0 till 4. Now if it's not 0, then I know that it's between 1 and 4, but I don't care. 1 and 4 size, I don't care. I will treat them as one lies, of course, because the increment is like from 0 till 5, and that's it for the first day. That's for the first day. Okay, now also one thing to notice, they have told us that the array is gonna always be sorted, so I have a positive advantages here, which is I'm not gonna sleep. Why? Now look, if I don't sleep, I will say that okay, the initial size which was here on the first day, it's gonna be the same on the second day initially until he tells lie. But when he tells lie, it's gonna increase from that previous day's value. But what if he had been sleeping? If he had been sleeping, then on the next day the size would get back to 2. I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say. Now imagine this was 3. If this was 3, then I know 3 minus 2 is 1. So I'm sure that he told one lie on the first day. Now on the second day, if he does not sleep, you will see that okay, 3 minus 3 gives us 0, which means he doesn't tell a lie. I could make the number of lies as minimum by not making him sleep on that day, on every day. Okay, so that's the two greedy thought that I'm gonna be injecting. First one, I will always divide it with the maximum difference to find out how many lies he had told. And also, I'm not gonna let him sleep, because if he sleeps, then the size gets back to 2, normal size. I don't want that, because I want him to keep the lying amount as much less as possible. That's exactly what we're doing. So I hope you get that. So for that array, the answer would be like what? 2. How is that? 2, 3, okay. Increment was 1. 3 minus 3, increment was 0. Increment was 0, and then increment was 1 here. So both of these cases, increment was 1. So if it's incremented by 1, I know that I can make it the whole, like individually, they have told 2 lies. If, let's say, for the sake of argument, let's say we would have, okay, let's say we would have in some cases, let's say AI and AI minus 1, which is the difference, AI minus 1. This difference, let's assume that this difference gives like what, 26. Now if it's 26, I will know what is my maximum difference that it can get to make the number of lie minimum as possible. So it's 5 at most, so I'm going to divide it by 5. I know that it does not totally divide it, so something remains here. I know that 5 times 5 is 25, which means he's gonna tell 5 plus 1 lies, which means 6 lies. Why is that? The extra 1 gets attached to it. I'm gonna make it as 1 lie, so 5 plus 1 equal to 6. So I hope you get that. Now let's take it to the code section here, taking t-test cases, and then n, and then the values here. And for the first day, I've told you, for the first day I'm gonna deal with like this, and similarly this is just the mod 5. I hope you got the intuition why it's that. I've already told you, and then just adding those values each and every time, taking the difference, making it sure, divided by 5, and if it's not mod of 5 equal to 0, then I'm gonna just add extra 1, and that's it. That's basically it. And difference would be like that, because I'm not gonna let him sleep at all, because I want the minimum number of lies that he needs to tell. That's it basically. So I recommend everyone to solve from this online judge. Quite impressive, very impressive problems, and I hope you will enjoy. So yeah, till next time, goodbye.